Good day. What a fraud. Sunday. I guess I'm going backwards today. Today is Sunday. And it's going to always be Sunday. And I'm thinking about love. When we think about love, we think about, man, we need some love that's going to last. Love that's going to last. I don't know about you, but I want some love that's going to last. I don't want that fly by night love. I want some love I need some stay with it love. I need some I need to know why I need to learn how to love and what love is all about. So, as the song says, no, I don't own the right to this music. It's by the Pace family. It says, I will always be thankful. I'll always be thankful and I'll always be grateful. This is another day that was not promised to me. And today I am going to start off with learning about love. You know, people often say that, love come easy. Well, I'm here to tell you love does not come easy, at least from what I understand. Love does not come easy. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining us on today. Could have been somewhere else, but I thank you for being here with me on today. This clap is for you. Man, and it was cold outside, but I'm so grateful that it's warm in the inside. You know, when we think about love, we think about the five S's of love, and that is learning how to love without losing yourself. Because we can lose ourselves in love, whether you believe it or not. You can actually lose yourself in love. That just sounds far fetched, but yeah, you can. You can. You can love too much. How do you love too much? Because in this society, in this world, when we think about love, we think about, man, how people say, I'll love you if you do this, I'll love you if you do that. But what we have to know is that we got to show up because we're trying to figure out this love thing. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to figure out this love thing. And it sure don't feel good when you're loving somebody and they don't love you back. Well, everybody don't love the same. And that's why I am so thankful and I am so grateful. That's why. So some of us are tired, tired, not physically, but emotionally. Tired of giving, tired of trying, tired of hoping things will finally feel mutual. Just tired, so tired. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this. I hear that a lot. So I hear people say, I am just so tired. I'm so tired. Well, this morning, I don't want to talk about the romantic love. I want to talk about real love, the kind that shows up in marriage, the kind that shows up in family, the kind that shows up at church, the kind that shows up in friendship, the kind that shows up in workplace. Because love that lasts isn't loud, it's learned. Love that lasts isn't loud, it's learned. If I always got to tell you that I love you, I love you, I love you, and my action showing that, I really don't, I'm just saying this word because I learned that word. Well, we're going to figure it out this morning. I don't know about you because remember, love that lasts isn't loud, it's learned. Today, we're walking through the five essence of love, not the theories. No, not theories, not the poetry, but how love actually survived real life, real love. The first S is stay. Gotta have some stay in it, love. Stay. Stay doesn't mean stay in it to be abused. Stay doesn't mean stay silent. Stay doesn't mean to stay stuck. Stay means you don't disappear when things get uncomfortable. It's easy to jump off the bandwagon when things are not comfortable. But what about when things are not comfortable and you're forced to stay? Okay. Um, a lot of people They don't break relationships because of betrayal. They break them because of discomfort. Someone asked a hard question, and because they said, I want to grow in this thing called love. Mm. Someone called something out. And interesting enough, in that conversation, they asked me, you always talk about love. How can you say people are not loving? I replied, I can't say that people are not loving because I can't talk for all people, but I can talk about the circle that I'm in. I've seen how people call themselves loving you, and they love you if you do this. They love you if you do that. It's always a condition into love. What about if I just show up? What about if I'm just here? What about that? Love. Loving over various experience. Mm. So, so instead of staying in the conversation, people exit emotionally before they exit physically. When I think about the emotional love, I'm thinking about cognitive, the mind. They exit emotionally, and then all of a sudden the physical body is leaving. So the physical body don't leave. They give us words and they give us examples of what if. But if we don't pay attention to the sign, we miss it. Love that stays. This is what it says. I won't run just because this is hard right now. I won't run because this is awkward. I'm gonna hang in there. Stan looks like this. Stan is present in a hard conversation. Mm. Stan is honest instead of being passive. Staying engaged instead of withdrawing. Because disappearing is easy, but staying requires some glue to hang on in there. Stay requires that you have to be mature to hang on in there. But don't just hang in there just to be hanging in there. You're hanging there because of love. Remember, the scripture in Romans say, "Oh, no man, nothing but to love them." So the second is first you got to stay in it. The next you got to show up. Show up. Show up. Love is not what you say. Some people say things just because it's convenient to say it. Don't just say that just because it's convenient. Mean what you say. Mean what you say. Love is what people can count on when it's heavy. If you say you're going to be there, be there. If you're not, you're not. Just mean what you say. Your words should add up with what you say. You can say, I love you, and still never show up. You can care deeply and still be inconsistent. But inconsistency confuses people. Show up means you check in, not just checking the posts. You listen, not just for advice. You're present, not distracted. Love that shows up doesn't need it. Applause. I don't need you to clap for me because I just show up. But the love that don't show up, it needs applause. You should have been happy that I showed up for you today. What kudos do I get for showing up for you today? Well, what kudos do I get for you showing up late today? Mm. Love that shows up doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to be announce itself, and it just keeps appearing. And here's the truth about it. People will remember how often you showed up more than how loudly you said you care. In other words, they'll talk about you showing up, and they'll gossip about you say you care and you didn't show up. Okay. The next is stand up kind of love. Love that never love that never confronts isn't love. In other words, when things go wrong, stand up. Hey, really, I really don't when that happened, I really don't understand, but if you can explain it to me a little bit, then maybe we can be on the same page. But I'm thinking one way and you're thinking another. Mm, the stand up kind of love. Stand up means you speak when something is not right. You just don't hold it in and then have a grudge against that person. You protect what matters to you. You protect that love. You refuse to stay silent to keep the peace. Peace built on silence will always collapse because you're not being genuine or authentic. And here in 2026, we're going to need authentic love. We're going to need more than love. We're going to need some sincere prayer. Prayer does still work and it does change things. Stand up love doesn't mean you have to yell. Stand up love, say, you know what? Today when you did XYZ, that really made me feel like this. The other person, yes, they're going to be defensive because people don't like it when you say something to them. People don't like when you correct them. People don't like that. So, guess what? Stand up kind of love. Stand up kind of love. Man, love says, I won't let dysfunction become normal. Because you're acting like that, I'm not going to act like that with you. Okay. I want to enable what's destroying us because you want to destroy. I'm in it for to win because you know what? I don't want to owe anyone anything but to love them. First, when I owe someone a debt, all debts will get paid. So I need to make sure that I'm paying my debt. I need to make sure that I'm paying my debt. And that is the debt of love. The next one is slow down. Slow down. The fourth S is slow down. And my notes keeps going out. I don't know. I hope y'all can hear me. Slow down. A lot of damage happens because people react fast, but understand slow. And by the time they figure it out, a whole lot of damage has happened. Love that slow down, it listen first. Love that slow down, it breathes before it starts responding. Walk away, breathe. Get a good song in your heart and in your mind. And the Pace Sisters, they were singing that song, I'll always be thankful. I'll always be grateful. Yes, I will. I have a lot to be thankful for, you know? No, I don't have a Rolls Royce, but I have four wheels to ride on and I'm excited. You know, no, I don't have a Rolls Royce, but I have two legs to walk from point A to point B. So slow down and just be thankful for what you have and work on it. Make that cake, put that icing on it like you want it. Love that slows down doesn't rush to conclusions. Slowing down sounds like, help me to understand this. Slowing down sounds like, let me think about that. Slowing down says, I don't want to respond wrong. Speed creates misunderstanding. Slowness creates safety. And that's what we need, safety. If people feel safe, they will open up to you. You don't have to ask people what's going on in their life. People just want to talk. So why not be the listening ear and let people talk to you, you know? And the last one is surrender. Surrender. Surrender means you love without controlling. That's kind of hard. Surrender means you give without manipulating. Mm. Surrender means you release outcome you cannot manage. Some of us are exhausted because we're trying to control every little thing. We're even trying to control other people's thoughts. You can't control people's thoughts. The way a person think about you, you can't. You can try to. You can't change their mind no matter what you do. If a person don't like you, I don't care what you do, they ain't gonna like you. So just surrender. Don't you have to just surrender? Just say, I'm gonna do what I have to do to make me feel good. Surrender says, I'm I've done my part. Surrender says, I've said the truth. Surrender says, I've showed up just for you. Now I trust God with what happens next. Surrender is not giving up. It's letting go of what was never yours to carry. So go back and surrender. So as I bring all the things together before I get ready to go, first S was stay when it's uncomfortable. Show up when it's inconvenience. Stand up when it matters. Slow down in order to understand. Surrender control and trust God. This is not a weak kind of love. This is a growing love. This is love with a backbone. You know, they always say, where's your backbone? Backbone. And it felt in my heart. You know, that kind of love. So I have a question for you. Why is staying so hard in a relationship today? Well, this is my answer. Why is staying so hard in a relationship today? Could it be because the person that we trust as a friend let us down and they did not know they let us down and we did not confront it? Because staying requires emotional maturity. We live in a culture that rewards escape over effort, comfort over confronting, comfort over commitment. Staying focus us to grow. It focus on growth and it force us to grow. Can you love someone and still set boundaries? Of course you can. Yes. Boundaries don't cancel love. They protect it. Love without boundaries lead to burnout and resentment. So set some boundaries. And my last question, what does surrender look like in real life? Glad you asked. Doing your part with integrity, then releasing the outcome. It's loving faithfully without forcing results. And my closing, I'm saying, don't give up on you. Make you better so that you'll learn how to love and love better. Love. I will love with wisdom. Love. I will love with courage. Love. I will love without losing myself. Love. I will stay, show up, stand up, slow down, and surrender. That's my clap. Clapping with Glory D. Don't just stay at home today. I know it may be cold this morning, but forsake not thyself to assemble together with believers. Someone is waiting for you to welcome them in. You know, if you have to go have coffee with them, if you need to call them, if you need to send them a text, just do that and have a great